What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the party. Let's see how many people show up today. It's Friday. Friday is always the most dead day of the week. Nobody wants to come talk about code on Fridays, apparently. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, Ahmad, Mr. Valilu, Robert, Digital Tune. Hey. What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about freelancing today. Successful freelancers versus non-successful freelancers. What's some of the differences? What makes a successful freelancer? What the things that unsuccessful freelancers are doing. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, Shamoon, Sluggish Coder, Fiorim, Yiptum, Ziadakobi, Robert, hola, Barnes, what's up? Rithik. How are you? I am just fine on this Friday afternoon. Just streaming. Rick Martinez on the tube. What's up, man? Am I alone right now? There's a few other people on here, but yeah, YouTube's slow today. No one wants to watch us on YouTube today. In fact, what's funny is I stream to LinkedIn, and I've got over 10,000 connections there. We've got over like 3,000 people in our Facebook group, 27,000 people on Instagram, and 100,000 people on YouTube, and we'll only get about 100 people showing up maximum. Isn't that interesting? Hey, what's up, Nuno? Are you doing any freelance projects? No, I am super busy. I had one come across my desk the other day, but I didn't have a back-end developer on my team available for it. So, hey, what's up, everyone? I am not able to get that much output in the study. Any suggestion? I'm not sure what you mean. The voice is actually low. The voice is low? Really? Testing. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Gregory from LinkedIn? There's a LinkedIner. We're just going to talk today. First off, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, by the way, if anyone on YouTube can't hear my voice, just let me know. But we're going to talk about freelancing today, what good freelancers do, what bad freelancers do. I get a lot of people who, every single day who come to me and they say, hey, Mark, web development is oversaturated. Freelancing is oversaturated. I just don't see a future in this. And the reason why they tell me this is because what they do is they go onto Upwork and they apply to like 50 jobs and no one hires them or even responds to them. And I admire their work. Hey, what's up? Shoot your shot. I admire that they're putting effort into it. But you can't just apply to jobs and expect things to work out. That's not how it works, okay? There are specific things you have to do. Did you ever work with Casper.js or Phantom.js? No, those don't sound familiar to me. Are you using Fiverr or something for freelancing jobs? You can. I have a Fiverr account. I was doing some writing just for fun, writing like fictional stories. I wanted to see if I could start a Fiverr account from the ground up, and I made like $300 in a couple of weeks. So you definitely can have success on Fiverr. Anybody can, really. The thing about Fiverr is you got to put things in packages, sell things in packages, not hourly work. In fact, Upwork just started doing packages as well too, which is interesting. That's an option now. I want to ask a question. Should I learn Flutter or Swift language for iOS? If you want a full-time job, learn Swift. If you want to be a freelancer or build your own apps, you can learn Flutter. You have lots of opportunities there. I want to study more in a day, and I'm studying less. I don't know what to tell you. CK Vice, sorry, what's up? G Mally, Nindagong, yo. Hey. Anyway, so you can't just go apply for jobs on Upwork. That's what I was saying. You can't just go apply for jobs and expect to land it, all right? What you need to do, and I talk about this in my freelancing, is you need to find projects that are in your realm or your niche where you could have the most success, and you need to spend more time on fewer jobs, meaning Apply to fewer jobs than you might normally be doing, but put more effort into them. You still want to apply to a bunch of jobs, but not, 100. Apply for 10 jobs, completely understand what the client is asking for, and then send a Loom video to the client. Send a Loom video to the client and get their attention. So I'm not going to go super in depth on this today. You can find this in my podcast, DevSlopes podcast on freelancing. But you want to send customized Loom videos to these people you're reaching out to. You have a much higher percentage of closing a job. The video looks clear on Instagram. That's because I'm at my home office and I left my HD web camera at the office. And so this is just the FaceTime camera, which apparently only streams in 720p. So that's why it looks all fuzzy and such on YouTube. How can you manage between your full-time job and your freelance projects? So you'll want to just schedule your time in. Schedule it in the morning and the afternoon. Set clear expectations with your clients. Hey, I work during these hours. You can send me email anytime, but these are the hours I do my work on, and they'll be respectable to that. Rohit from India, what's up? So just set hours that you block off for freelancing work. It would be like the same as studying or anything else, except now you have a client on the line that you've got to deliver to. So just be very open and transparent with your client on your schedule. Hello, good evening. I want to learn Android dev as a beginner. What would be your advice? I would recommend just learning Kotlin. Go onto YouTube, start learning some Kotlin videos. They have some free videos there. I've got a full Kotlin course on YouTube. Just start learning Kotlin, messing around, having fun with it. What's up, Developrog, Jason Vasquez, Babed Jed. What's up, everybody? And so going back to Upwork, a lot of people, they just apply to a bunch of jobs. You want to look at the job, see the needs, and send a video. That's what you're going to do to close the job. Let's see, other mistakes that new people make on Upwork is they just apply to hourly jobs across the board. Just, they'll take whatever they can get. Please consider me. I will work for really low rates, things like that. When you beg like that, it immediately is a red flag that you suck. Like, literally, no one will hire you if you say I'm willing to do lower rates to build my portfolio. Don't say anything like that. What's better is you apply to a job and say, hey, I'm new to Upwork, but I've been programming for quite some time, and I'd love to, I know that this is what you want to build. Let's work together. You create a proposal all in the video. The video is the key. So many developers are unwilling to show their face on video. But you can't really be a good freelancer without being on video, especially in the day of Zoom and pandemics and stuff. You've got to have your face on video. So when you're applying for the jobs, send a Loom video. Loom is free. You can send a Loom video, record yourself, talk about the project, how you can add value. That's the first thing that successful freelancers can do, is they can show their face and send videos. How do you make money now? What's the big mistake with money on Upwork and freelancing? Is hourly stuff. Developers will just find hourly gigs and they'll just code and code and code and code whatever the client says, and you're competing with other hourly developers. That is the worst way to make money. Yeah, you won't make a whole lot of money that way. Only the top people get all the jobs that way. What you want to do is pitch packages. Find your niche. Maybe you want to build e-commerce websites. Maybe you want to build websites for restaurants, for fitness coaches, for CrossFit gyms. Find a niche and then you package it, and then you go after those customers and you target them and you charge premium prices. If you go for hourly rates, you're not going to get paid very much. I saw this video on social media of some guy saying that app developers and web developers are going to lose their jobs because of programs like Wix and Adalo. Interesting. You have to post the link. Everyone keeps telling me this. Oh, we're going to lose our jobs to all these pre-built websites. No one's going to lose their jobs. We're just going to keep evolving. Programmers and engineers will always be needed. Would you recommend Upwork or Fiverr? I don't know too much about Upwork. I would recommend Upwork for programmers. On Fiverr, you have to create packages. If you cannot sell a package, like if you can't figure that out, you're not going to have success. You can't do hourly on Fiverr either, right? So you really got to sell a really good package. Like one guy on Fiverr does a great job. he builds landing pages. I will build you a landing page for $250, and it'll have this, this, and this on it, and get a 99 speed on the Google Speed Insights. And he does these packages and builds them out fast. You got to create packages on Fiverr if you want to succeed. Upwork is more like customized. So Fiverr is all about repetition and consistency and pumping out results fast. Okay, that's what Fiverr's for. Upwork is for more customization, bigger projects, things like that. Okay. Yep. What's up, Guy Godot? How is it possible to use the same camera to Instagram Live and YouTube Live? I'm not using the same camera. I actually have 2 different cameras, but I'm using a tool called Restream.io. Restream. So one of these is my computer, and the other one's my tripod. Hey, look at this. Hey, look, guys and gals, we got some recursion going on. This is a recursive stream. Bad programming jokes, huh? How good is WeWork for junior Flutter developer? WeWork? I'm not. Isn't WeWork a co-working space? Can we learn Flutter after getting job as iOS dev? You surely could if you want. It's your choice. Nothing wrong with that. Good. Another question is, how do you know exactly what payment you should, as the project? Sometimes clients try to get minimum prices. Then if you accept that, you feel it doesn't worth it at the end. Well, like I said, hourly is very dangerous, especially if you aren't great with estimating, if you don't have experience. Estimating can be very hard. That's why I recommend a niche. Pick a package, something you're good at. And like for me, if I was going to become a freelancer and I wanted to make $15,000 or $20,000 a month, I would go after coaching and sales and marketing people. And I would say, I build high converting landing pages that score 99 on Google Page Insights that will increase, that can increase your conversions by 20% due to the fact that the page is super fast. My pages are mobile responsive. They work out of the box on mobile and support all browsers. They also connect to your email service, whether that's ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, or Infusionsoft. They connect to all of these things, and you get that all in the package. And this whole package, I deliver these. I'll deliver a maximum of 3 pages in 5 days, and I'll charge. And the price is $5,000. And if you'd like me to continue to maintain these, I can do that for $200 a month. And that's what I would be. Me personally, if I was ever going to become a freelancer, I would target marketers and coaches, and I would do landing pages and sales-related web development stuff, because I know I could make 15 or 20 grand a month easy, and it wouldn't be hard work either. It'd be consistent work. Okay. Rick says, could you talk about how to deliver app to client or testing with them? Yes. If we're talking about mobile apps, especially on iPhone, definitely all you have to do is work with them to get the app on test flight. They'll want to create a port. They're going to launch an app anyway, right? So they need to add you to their test flight portal with Apple, and then you could submit builds there. But they'll help you determine that. If it's a client who doesn't know anything about apps, you may have to help them set that up, set up the portal, set up Apple, even create account credentials, send them the credentials. You may have to do that for them. If it's a company that's already established and has an app, they may not want you to do that. They may want you to actually just contribute directly to their GitHub repository. So it really depends on the client, depends on you. In a lot of cases, if you're doing freelance work for individuals, they don't know anything. And so you help them get the Apple set up, say, hey, here's a checklist of what you need to do. Go to apple.com, set up the Apple developer fee. And they're like, well, what if I want to be a business? Well, you have to have a DUNS number. Make sure you apply for a DUNS number. You need to have an actual business, an LLC, whatever. And then you give them a list of steps. And then here's how you add me. Here's how you can get me in the portal. Sometimes they don't even want to do that, so they'll give you their master credentials, and that's fine. You just set it all up for them, and then you make sure you deliver weekly builds. I always recommend that programmers always, no matter what, deliver weekly builds, deploy them. There's nothing worse than have a developer who works forever and doesn't actually show anything. So weekly builds for sure. Is it possible to earn $2,000 just with freelancing? Yeah, you can earn $20,000 a month with freelancing. I could. I know for a fact I could. I already know the strategy that I would do for it. Like I just mentioned it earlier. But I know people who are making a killing doing this kind of stuff. I would never work hourly, ever, because I value my time. I want to be in control of the situation and what's being built. So if a client did not fall within my realm of comfort zone, of time and things like that, I would just move on to the next client. Pick a niche, package it, market it. Like it could be anything. Like I said, I would do sales and marketing type web stuff. But for instance, I know lots of people who, or not lots of people. What I'm saying is, I know clients who want like Google Chrome apps, plugins. You could become a master of creating plugins for Google Chrome and only go after the Google Chrome projects. And then you could say you're a master at it. You could charge like $5,000 per Google Chrome app. Like you pick your niche and you get good at it. If you just say I'm a web developer or an app developer and you just do whatever anybody wants, you're going to be working hourly and you're going to get beat up and tossed around. That's fine if you're brand new and you want to get some experience under your belt, or you're trying to do freelance so you can get a full-time job. But if you want to do this full-time, don't work hourly. If you want to become a full-time freelancer, do not work hourly. Do not do it. I promise you, you're going to work harder than you need to. You're going to get paid less. And then you have to compete with all the people in the other countries. I don't know, like, let's say outside of the United States, we get paid higher here. But if you just work hourly, you're competing with people in India who get paid $7 an hour, or people in China who will go do it for $7 to $10 an hour, right? You know, you're really competing for the lowest dollar. Which is not good. You want to target the right audiences, build pre-built packages. A lot of people might disagree with me on this. A lot of engineers are very technical and they don't like the whole business way I approach things. But if you want to make $20,000 a month, you have to do it the way I'm telling you. You will not make $20,000 a month working hourly. You won't. You never will. Ever, 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 ever. Okay? Maximize your time. Pick your niche. Or in reverse, actually. Pick your niche. Maximize your time. Okay, that's how you have the most success. Let's see. I have seen native iOS have less job in Upwork and much job for cross-platform. Can you give some quick tips to get jobs in Upwork for iOS? So I talk about this a lot too. Number one, clients, 99% of the time, the clients don't know what they want. A lot of time, they're individuals or small businesses, and they say, we need an app for iPhone and Android. The reality is they can't afford an app for iPhone and Android. They really can't. Like, and if you care about their business, you're going to help coach them. So I'm a native iOS developer. Well, first off, if you want to become a freelancer on Upwork full-time, you should probably just learn Flutter just to add it to your skill set. But outside of that, this is what I'd say. You know, hey, Jennifer, I'm just sending a video here. Or maybe we're in our first call. We already in the first call. She said she wanted iPhone and Android. So now we're in our first call. Say, I'm an app developer, and tell me about your business, Jennifer. And she explains, it was like, okay, now is there a reason why you are going for iOS and Android out of launch? And this is what she'll say. This is what they all say. Well, I just want to hit as many people as possible. Get it out there to as many users as possible. It's like, okay, well, Jennifer, what kind of phone do you have? What is your app? Well, definitely iOS first. Okay, so do you have users already ready to go into your app? Have you proven out your app? Like, is it working? Have you made a prototype yet? She'll be like, no, this is my first time. Like, well, do you know, Jennifer, that, it can cost you quite a bit of money to build an app for iPhone and Android. Like, even if you pick a cross-platform tool, it has to be maintained. And now you're getting users on both platforms. You haven't even proven out your app, and now you've got users all over the place trying to get users for both iPhone and Android, and the app hasn't even been proven out yet. The best solution is to launch small and quickly. So have you thought about launching an MVP first, saving money? I know you want to build this big thing, but have you thought about just launching a smaller app so you can prove it and test it and make sure it actually works? And she's like, oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to save money because, right, I haven't tested it out yet, right? I haven't done anything with it. So yeah, it's important for your apps to get in users' hands. You need to test it. Apps never turn out right the first time. It always has to be tested and changed, tested and changed. Jennifer, this is what I recommend. I recommend we build with native iOS. We strip it down. I'll help you do that. And we build an app that has analytics in it so we can actually test what your users are doing, right? Because remember, we don't want to be testing across 10 different Android devices, 10 different iPhone devices, and trying to figure out what we need to do. So let's just do iOS, native iOS with Swift. We can find some really amazing developers with Swift. Swift is the way that Apple recommends you build apps. and we make it great. We improve on it. We save you some money. As your app grows and as you make money, then you bring on an Android developer. Now, if at that point you feel like, you know what, my app's just crushing it and I want to do both platforms at the same time, you know, you could look into the cross-platform tools, but I still highly recommend that you just continue to build your native app. You know, that's a sales pitch right there that you could do. So anyway, end of pitch. Why do software engineering jobs require their employees to know HTML and CSS even though they have nothing to do with coding? Well, every HTML and CSS is everywhere now. Even as an iPhone developer, when I was on the job, I would have to do native iOS, but then I would have to do browser stuff. I'd have to like use web forms in iOS and connect browser stuff in JavaScript, inject JavaScript. In our modern world, we have moved to the web. We're moving away from desktop. We're moving to the web. You absolutely, no matter what job you have, you should probably learn HTML and CSS. It's only going to help you. If I didn't miss about what have you said, you didn't recommend to become a full freelancer? I didn't say that. If I was like starting over on my own, I would become a full-time freelancer. I would make $20,000 to $25,000 a month just building marketing-focused websites and stuff. Like you can all pick your own niche and do that. What I did say though is, if you want to be a full-time freelancer, don't do hourly. You'll hate your life. Hey, what's up, everyone who's coming in here? I'd say I'd have intermediate knowledge of Swift, and I love apps, but I keep seeing video tutorials on HTML, CSS, JS, and I get distracted to question myself of what I should learn. Just get good at one thing, and you'll succeed with it. How to not give up when it gets hard? It's hard. You need mentors and coaches. So keep going to these streams. Look at the light at the end of the tunnel. What is your light? A job, career. Do you believe in zodiac? No, I do not. Astrology. You know, funny thing about that, for those of you who are Bible goers, in the book of Enoch, this is completely off topic. This is not DevSlopes, but in the book of Enoch, I research old ancient texts. The prophet Enoch actually preaches that astrology was created by Satan. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, in the book of Enoch, in the old ancient like Hebrew texts of it. That's just matter of fact. I read that a few months ago. On mobile, how can you sell on packaging? They asked to develop a whole project. You need to be in control of the conversation. Like, look, the client is not just the client's the boss, but they're not the boss. You are an expert in what you do. Let me ask you this question. Are you just somebody who builds what you are told to build? Or do you provide value to your customers? Do you provide value to the ecosystem, okay? It is your relationship as a freelancer with your client needs to be symbiotic. You need to work together. You are a team, you're partners. He or she is not your boss, and you are not the subservient. You are partners. You need to have command of the conversation, have command of what's going on. You are the expert, not them. If they treat you like junk and say, you do what I tell you because we're paying you, that is not the client for you. It is a partnership, okay? All right? Let me just say that again. It's a partnership. You are not a subservient to a client, all right? You work together. Okay, so my point is, you come into a client and you get on the phone and you need to sell your pitch, your package. Why should they trust you? Why do you want to do this? They need this and that, but why do they need you? And on mobile, that's not the case. You're looking at what you're looking at, like everyone else does, is you find the job that fits you. You find the job that fits you, which is just mobile apps. But you skip out on things that say like iPhone and Android, or you skip out on things that say responsive website. You know, someone says they need a responsive website. Well, why not just call them up or send a Loom video and say, have you ever thought about building a native mobile app? You can get much more performance, blah, 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 blah. Like, you need to be selling and pitching and selling and pitching. It's a matter of having an entrepreneur mindset. I work for myself. Most people do not have this mindset. That's right. If you want to be a full-time freelancer, you are an entrepreneur. So if you just refuse to get on the phone calls and refuse to close deals and things like this, you will not be a successful freelancer. Successful freelancers have to be half entrepreneur, half programmer, okay? Do you think that freelancer websites are saturated by bad freelancers? There are so many bad freelancers out there. All that means is it's a great opportunity for you to stand above the rest. Dark Slayer, what's up? Sometimes I think of giving up. It's too hard. What do you think of BDD? I don't know what BDD is. What are your thoughts on people who skip the fundamentals of JavaScript to learn frameworks? Don't do that. This is very bad. I do know developers who just like go and they'll learn React without understanding JavaScript, and then when it's time to create custom things or if they can't find a React component that already does what they need and they have to build it from scratch, they really struggle. You absolutely need to learn JavaScript before you learn React, absolutely, to core levels. In fact, that's why in the academy, in the DevSlopes Academy, we actually teach core underlying JavaScript, and we separate it from HTML, and we teach you to the deepest levels because it's so critical. If you want to learn, if you want to become a paid web developer and learn JavaScript to those deep levels, apply for the Academy. I just posted the link here. I and my coaches, my team, we will work with you one-on-one, and we will help you become a paid developer. That's devslopes.com/apply. We teach you the deep levels. It's so critical. Behavioral-driven development, I don't know what that is. How to develop patience, breathe. Breathe. That feels nice, doesn't it? How good is WeWork? How good is WeWork? How good is WeWork? Please, your YouTube channel. Just DevSlopes. Search DevSlopes. Yep. If I did a very nice job, but I met a very difficult client and it just doesn't want to pay or want something discount for the job, what should I do? What would you do? Zhang Lin. First off, I try never to get in those types of situations. And also, I mean, we're obviously in retrospect here, but what I do is on big projects, I break things up into chunks, so they have to pay me some up front. And pay. I like getting paid weekly or bi-weekly. That way your losses are less if someone decides to pull the plug. But if you work on Upwork, it goes into escrow. Money goes into escrow. And so they have to pay. So definitely work on Upwork. It's a trusted platform. Outside of that, if it's already too late for you, I mean, the best thing you can do is try and work with them to get it, like kindly. Otherwise, just cut your losses. Don't dwell on spilled milk for too long because it'll turn sour. Personal tip from my orientation back when I transferred from community college: don't learn everything all at once. Take your time. That's good advice. You need to be half businessman, half entrepreneur. Yes, you do if you want to become a full-time freelancer, yes. How long can you code before you become unproductive? I lose focus after a while. Yeah, for me, it's about 2 hours. 2 hours, take a break. Some people go longer. It's not healthy, though. 2 hours is good. Make sure you take breaks. Yep. Okay. Sometimes I wish I had background music. I'm so silent in my room here. Is there an alternative platform than Upwork? Not really. Upwork and Fiverr. I mean, yeah, I think there's like freelancer.com or something. It's junk. Upwork is the best, the place to go. And Fiverr. Does Fiverr got something like Upwork about paying as you said? I don't know what you mean, but Fiverr, you create pre-built packages and people pay up front, which is really nice, and you deliver. So Fiverr equals packaging. What was Upwork? Yeah, Upwork will let you. Well, Upwork is just freelancing, so you can do big projects, small projects, hourly. Upwork now has their own version of Fiverr with packages. But yeah, yep. I'm going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that if you apply for the DevSlopes Academy, you can get a CEO discount if you mention it in your application. devslopes.com/apply. And one more thing. For those of you who are interested in reading, my Kickstarter is going on for Mark Wahlbeck, The Last Hacker. You can search for that. You get my book. We also have a deal with DevSlopes where you can get $1,200 worth of coding courses for only $47. That's Kickstarter and The Last Hacker. I posted the link in YouTube, but just search The Last Hacker on Kickstarter. And feel free to message me anytime, email me anytime, mark@devslopes.com. It would be interesting if you taught people to scale their freelancing to go outside of Upwork. Yeah, Rick, I really want to do that, and I know how to do that. I used to have an agency. I I'm taking baby steps with DevSlips Academy. We're growing fast, and we will get there. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm going to wrap it up here. Have a great week.